To open a Navisworks model, you go to Open, and you can see the different formats that can be opened with Navisworks. So you can see DWG file, and you can see Adobe PDF, you can see Revit, Rhino, and SketchUp. So Navisworks can be used to open different formats in the model, and it can be used to create a unified model from a model that is created in different formats. In this case, we're going to use Revit, so we'll click on Revit and we'll open our model. When you open a Navisworks model, you can append another file to it. So you hit here and append. When you append another file, you are not updating the original drawing. You can also merge another file. When you merge another file, then you are updating the open drawing. So the Navisworks user interface is like the Autodesk user interface. You have the quick access toolbar right here. You have the tabs, you have the dockable window, and you have the scene. So the home panel is probably the most important panel. So you have the selection tree, and under the selection tree, you're going to see the whole drawing. Like this is the drawing, and you can see the levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. And you can see all the model components for each level. And then you have the clash detective. So you use the clash detective to detect clashes between probably architectural and structural model, or between a structural and an electrical model. So you will learn how to do this. And then we have the timeliner. You use the timeliner to produce a schedule with time. So we'll do a 4D simulation with the timeliner. And then you have the quantification. With the quantification, you are able to quantify and take out quantities from your model. And you have the animator. With the animator, you can put time on your animation scene. So this is the most important tab in Navisworks. The next one is Viewpoint, and Viewpoint is also very important. So when you are doing your animation, one of the ways of doing it is to save viewpoints. So you can record or you can save viewpoints, and with your saved viewpoints, you produce animation. The navigation tool is very important in Navisworks, especially the walk tool, because this is how you go around your model. We are used to zoom, pan, and orbit. So the third person, when you walk as a third person, you are able to move around the model. And then collision is when you're passing through an object. You can use collision and gravity, or you can use collision and crouch. Lighting is also important. So from here, you can look at your lighting, full light, or you can have scene lights, or you can have headlights, or you can have no lights at all. So just like in Revit, we have the mode. So in mode, you can have full render. So let's put it on scene lights or headlights. So in mode, you can have full render, and you can have shaded, and you can have wireframe, and you can have the hidden line. So these are all important. So let's go to review. So we review, let's go back and put the mode back to shaded. So in review, you can use your measurement panel to measure from point to point, single point or area in a Navisworks model. And you can also mark up the model. In animation, you can use record right here to record your animation directly, and you can use the export animation to export the animation. The view command is very important, especially in Windows, because within Windows, you're able to put in which dockable window comes up. Like the timeliner comes up if you click on it, or you can click on animator and the animator comes up. So this window is an important aspect of Navisworks. And if you go to output, this just determines how your drawing comes out, how you print out your drawing and how you save your drawing. So let's go back to the navigation panel because this is very important and this is how you walk through your Navisworks model. So this is the navigation view wheel. You can bring out the navigation wheel, which should already be used to it. And like you said, you can use it to zoom, you can use it to orbit around, and you can also use it to pan and move around your model. You can use the pan to move around, like we said. So the important one to learn, which we haven't used, is walk. So we're going to use the walk to move around the model. You have to learn how to walk around with your model. So we are going to walk around a model. So you have to learn how to manipulate and use these objects to move around your model. And you also have to learn how to use your view cube, just like we already know how to do that. So when you right click, you can also see some commands. So we have zoom window and you can come in and window and area. And then you can use the pan to move down the area. So right now we're going to learn how to create an animation using Viewpoint. That's one of the ways that you create an animation. First of all, we're going to go to the view and the windows, and we're going to make sure that our viewpoint, saved viewpoints, is right here. And then we're going to create an animation. So right click, add animation. So we have an animation. Then inside this animation, we are going to create viewpoints. So viewpoints are just saved viewpoints are just different spots in the model that you want to save, and it will be used to create the animation. For this animation, I'm gonna click. I'm just gonna move around. So right now, I'm gonna click here on the animation and I'm going to save this view as a viewpoint. So I'm going to go to save viewpoint and you can see view. And if I like, I can rename it or I can leave it as view. So now I'm going to use the navigation toolbar and I'm going to move around. Or you can even use your view cube if you want to save another view. So as I move around, I can save this as another viewpoint. So I will say save viewpoint and it will save another view and I'll have that as two. And I'm gonna go around and come to this side. I can save this as another viewpoint if I want to. Okay, you don't have to click on the animation. You can actually save your viewpoints and then put them into the animation later. So save viewpoint, and I'm gonna call it 3. Save viewpoint, and I'm gonna call it 4. So I'm gonna select an object. Right now I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna hide it. And I'm gonna walk through my model and save some more viewpoints. I can decide to even save this as a viewpoint. So I'm gonna save this as a viewpoint. Save viewpoint. I'm gonna use the walk tool and I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna save another viewpoint. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna use my zoom window and zoom in. And I'm gonna use pan and move it. So I'm gonna save this as another viewpoint. So depending on what you want really to show in your animation. So if you're doing your direct animation, you can just direct recording. You can just walk through the model and you can walk through the rooms and show that in your animation. If you have your furniture, you can show your furniture and you can show your lobby. So I'm going to save this as another view. Save viewpoint 8. To create a good animation, you should save as many viewpoints as you can. That way you'll be able to see more of your model and you'll be able to show more of what you want to show. So I'm going to save another viewpoint and I'm going to call it 9. And I have moved out. So I'm going to create another viewpoint, save viewpoint, and I'm going to call it 10. So once you finish saving your viewpoints, you can go to animation and you can play back what you have done. So viewpoint animations, animation, and you can say play. So this, you can see, is showing all the views that you took, but it's combining them together. So once you're done, you export your animation. When you export it, make sure the format is Windows AVI. You sure it's Windows AVI, and then source is current animation, and this is viewpoint, and we say okay, and you save your animation. Save. So this is how you create an animation using viewpoints. Thank you.